Welcome to the San Diego County Academic League, featuring the area's best and brightest high school students. They'll be responding to tough questions in a variety of subject areas, from history to literature to science to math and more.
Hi, I'm Chris Iandolo. Welcome to Academic League. Today, El Cajon Valley versus Grossmont. It's going to be an exciting match, so let's get this started. We're going to start by introducing the coach of El Cajon Valley High School, Glenn Malero, and you're a science teacher, and it says here you teach biology and medical chemistry.
Correct.
Okay, and you've coached the Academic League at El Cajon Valley for 4 years now, and you also coach girls golf.
That's correct.
Is it similar?
No.
Okay. That's a good answer. Now, you're a native San Diegan. You've been teaching for 15 years. You attended Cuyamaca and Grossmont College, and you earned a physiology and neuroscience degree from UCSD. Go Tritons.
That was tough.
Yeah, I can imagine. I was there as an arts major, and I was able to do it in 4 years. And, I worked in food service for many years, but that's another story. Anyway. Received your teaching credential from SDSU. You earned a master's degree in educational technology from National University. And you are currently a NOIS master teacher at UCSD.
Correct.
Is NOIS an acronym?
Noyce for Robert Noyce, the guy who helped develop the microchip.
Ah, okay. So, yeah, because it was in all caps. I imagined it stood for something, but it stood for the man who invented the microchip. Great. So now let's meet, speaking of future inventors, yes, hopefully, let's meet your team.
Excellent. Thank you. First, I have Ryan Loftus. Ryan is a senior. This is his second year on the Academic League team. Ryan plans to attend San Diego State in the fall and major in criminal justice studies. Next on our team, we have Contessa Telefani. She also is a senior, has been on the Academic League team for 2 years now. She is involved in the Leo's Club, the GSA, and the Business Club. She is the environmental commissioner for ASB and vice president of her class. Good job. She plans on attending either UCLA or UC Irvine and major in biochemistry. She is undecided on her career plans, but wants to work in the medical field. I hope so. Next, we have our captain, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Rodriguez is a senior and has been on the Academic League team now for 3 years. He is one of the co-captains for our team and has been instrumental in helping our team become very competitive over the last year. He has also participated in varsity tennis for 4 years and volunteers at the public library twice a week. He hopes to attend UC Berkeley in the fall. Next, we have Raul Franco. Raul is a senior at El Cajon Valley. He has been on the Academic League since his junior year. His other extracurricular activities are varsity tennis and the Filipino Student Association. He plans to attend UC Santa Cruz and major in computer science. And then last, we have Daniel. Daniel Watson is a senior, and this is his second year on the Academic League team. His other extracurricular activities include student government. He's our class president. Way to go. He hopes to attend an Ivy League school where he hopes to major in political science. Thank you.
Thanks, Glenn. Go ahead and have a seat as we go and talk to Christina Alley. Hi, Christina Alley is the Grossmont High School coach. You were born in Colorado, but you've also lived in Maine and Las Vegas. You've lived in San Diego for 20 years, graduated from San Diego State with a degree in social science. You've got a master's degree in education. You teach world history, government, and economics. And you've been teaching at Grossmont for 11 years now. And you've been doing Academic League for 7?
Yes. Yep.
All right. And it says here you like camping, hiking, and watching sports.
I'm very good at watching sports. The participation, not always so good, but I'm a very good fan.
And you like college basketball?
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Do you have a particular favorite team?
I do. Obviously, my state, my Aztecs are true and blue to me, but I really do love the Duke Blue Devils. I've been a fan of theirs for over 20 years.
Excellent. All right. And now, speaking of team, I'd like you to introduce your Academic League team.
All right, and our first student is Sam Youngman. He is a senior and has participated in Academic League for all 4 years at Grossmont. He's also been a member of Grossmont's water polo team and swim teams for 4 years and Investment Club for 3 years. He is the varsity swim captain and is also an Eagle Scout. In his free time, he likes to play video games, and in the future, he plans to attend UC Irvine to study computer science. Next, we have Tia White. She's a junior who's been on Academic League for 2 years and is really excited to have her younger brother Thane on JV this year competing with her. She spends her time reading, and she loves photography and musical theater. Tia's favorite classes are AP Calculus and Spanish, and she hopes to continue studying these in college. Next, we have our captain, Spencer Ong. He is a junior and has participated in Academic League for 2 years. He's also a member of Grossmont's swim team. His hobbies include watching sports and photoshopping people. He plans on attending either UCSD or UCLA, where he plans to study pre-med and become either a radiologist or an infectious disease specialist. Dylan Holub is next. He's a junior who's been involved with Academic League for 3 years. He's a member of Grossmont's cross-country team and tennis team. He enjoys reading comic books and drawing, and in the future he plans to attend Stanford or UCSD to study computer science. And last, we have Alex Youngman. He is a senior and has participated in Academic League for 4 years. Alex is also a member of Grossmont's team for the San Diego Mayor's Cup. Alex just returned from a European tour of Italy with Grossmont's Red Rope Choir. He's also an Eagle Scout along with his brother, and in the future he wants to study software engineering and eventually work for Bethesda Software.
All right, Christina, go ahead and have a seat. And right now, I'm going to introduce our moderator. His name is Mark Gabler, and he's a retired teacher from the Grossmont High School District. He began his teaching career with 2 years at El Capitan High School, then moved to Valhalla High School when it opened, and continued there for 30 years, teaching college prep and AP-level biology until his retirement in 2004. He's been the Grossmont District Academic League moderator for the past 8 years and is currently one of its co-coordinators. And he also donates time and work for the Habitat for Humanity. Mark, the show is yours.
Okay, thank you. All right, competitors, here we go. It should be a great match. All right, we'll start the clock when I begin reading this first toss-up. What meridian passes through Greenwich? That's the 0 meridian. Next toss-up, how many lines are in a sonnet? Grossmont?
14.
14 is correct for 3 points. Here's your bonus question. Respond to the following. Number 1, calculate the quantity negative x squared y cubed minus 3xy squared plus the quantity 5x squared y cubed minus xy squared. Number 2, factor 8ab squared plus 16ab. And number 3, solve the inequality absolute value of b plus 2 is less than negative 1.
Yeah. Anything for the first one?
Okay, for the first one, it was the quantity negative 8x squared y cubed. If I missed that x, I apologize.
I defer to Sam.
All right, we have x cubed, y cubed, 8ab times the quantity b plus 2, and 7.
Okay, the second one is correct, and the first and third are not. I don't think my misreading would have affected it that much. So I'm going to give you credit for the second one. I have on mine, the first one is negative 3x squared y cubed minus 4xy squared for the first one. And the third one says no solution. So the second one's correct, 1 point. Next toss-up. If you put olive oil and ethyl alcohol in a container, which will rise to the top? El Cajon.
Ethyl alcohol.
That is correct for 3 points. Here is your bonus question. The Beatles were arguably the most popular and successful rock group of all time. Answer the following questions about the Beatles. Number 1, what group did Paul McCartney form after the Beatles disbanded? Number 2, what James Bond movie has a theme song of the same name performed by Paul McCartney and his band? And number 3, which Beatle said of his group, "We are more popular than Jesus Christ"?
Skyfall or something.
Okay, answers please.
For the first one, we have no answer. For the second one, we have Skyfall. And the third one, we have John Lennon.
The third one is correct, John Lennon, for 1 point. The first one was Wings, was his band, and the second one was Live and Let Die. Okay, next toss-up. What Salzburg composer born in 1756 was a musical prodigy who began composing at the age of 5? Grossmont?
Mozart.
Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus, correct. 3 points. Bonus question. Identify each of the following animal groups. Number 1, they regurgitate their food to chew it a second time. Number 2, they are studied by a herpetologist. And number 3, they have hooves.
What's for the third one?
Okay, need answers.
For the first one, birds. For the second one, mammal. For the third one, reptile.
Sorry, none of those is correct. The first one were ruminants, the second is reptiles, and the third is ungulates. Next toss-up. How many faces are on a cube? El Cajon?
6.
6 is correct for 3 points. Bonus question. Answer the following mythological questions. Number 1, what Roman god occupied first place in the Roman pantheon? Number 2, name the Roman goddess of fate. And number 3, name the box that, according to Greek and Roman mythology, contained all the evils of the world.
What would be the first one for you? Does anyone have anything for the first one? What which is this?
Isn't this a Greek guy?
Yeah, it's Greek.
Weapon is Athena.
Athena?
Athena's Greek too.
That's peach, isn't it? So which is this?
All right, answers.
For the first one, we have Zeus. For the second one, we have Athena. And for the third one, we have Pandora's box.
Pandora's box is correct, number 3, for 1 point. The first one was Jupiter, and the second was Fortuna. Next toss-up. Which of his brothers did JFK name as Attorney General? That was Robert, or Bobby Kennedy. Next toss-up. What Sophocles character killed his father and married his mother? El Cajon?
Oedipus.
Oedipus is correct for 3 points. Here is your bonus. Answer the following questions about American presidents. Number 1, who was the first American president to visit Moscow? Number 2, what U.S. president grew peanuts? And number 3, what American president is the most re-elected?
Okay, Moscow.
And then Moscow. Reagan?
Nixon was China.
Nixon.
I don't know. Probably during the World Wars, right? Like Eisenhower.
It's gonna be like
Eisenhower.
You remember that?
During World War.
Okay, answers?
First one we have Eisenhower. The second one we have Carter, and for the third one we have FDR.
Second and third are correct for 3 points. The first one was indeed Nixon. Yeah. Okay, next toss-up. What is represented by the letter E, capital E, in the equation E equals mc squared? Grossmont.
Energy.
Energy is correct for 3 points. Bonus. Give the following information regarding a tetrahedron. Number 1, the number of equilateral triangular faces. Number 2, the number of vertices. And number 3, the number of edges.
Okay. Okay.
Is that 4?
Wait, what?
Vertices. You want me to pay to use?
Yes.
Okay, answers.
I defer to Sam.
Okay?
We have 8, 6, and 12.
Sorry, none of those is correct. The first answer is 4, the second is 4, and the third is 6. Next toss-up. Who composed the Brandenburg... Grossmont.
Bach.
Bach. Johann Sebastian Bach. 3 points. Bonus question. Identify each of the following famous dancers. Number 1, she was killed when her scarf got caught under the wheel of a Bugatti. Number 2, he defected from the Soviet Union to Paris with the help of the French police in 1961 and eventually died of complications due to AIDS. And number 3, he defected to Canada from the Leningrad Ballet Company and later danced with the New York City Ballet.
Who was the Russian? Yes.
Baryshnikov.
How about the lady with
Okay.
We have Baryshnikov for all 3.
That is correct for the third one, so that's 1 point. The first one is Isadora Duncan, and the second one is Rudolf Nureyev. Next toss-up. By what name do we know the number 3.141? Grossmont?
Pi.
Pi is correct for 3 points. Bonus question. Answer the following questions about planets. Number 1, what planet has the longest day? Number 2, what planet appears brightest in the sky from Earth? And number 3, what planet is closest to the Earth?
Neptune. Venus. Yeah. I'm guessing.
Yes, we are close. Wait.
Are we close to Mars?
I think we're closer to Mars.
We're closer to Mars.
Yes.
Okay, answer.
Okay, for the first one, Neptune. For the second one, Venus. And for the third one, Mars.
Okay, the second one is correct, Venus. Actually, they're all Venus. All 3 answers are Venus. Okay, next toss-up. Who were the first co-monarchs of a unified Spain in 1492? El Cajon.
Isabella and Ferdinand.
Those are the 2, Isabella and Ferdinand. 3 points, and here is your bonus. Name the author of, number 1, The Prince, number 2, The Little Prince, and number 3, The Prince and the Pauper.
Machiavelli, and then
Was it one of the Louis?
Just put Machiavelli for two.
Yeah. Okay.
Machiavelli for all 3.
That is correct for the first one, so you got 1 point there. The second one was Saint-Exupéry, and the third was Twain, Mark Twain. Next toss-up. How many days did Jules Verne's literary journey around the world take? El Cajon.
80.
80. That's 80 days. Around the world in 80 days. 3 points. Bonus question. Answer the following questions about deserts. Number 1, in what country is most of the Sonoran Desert located? Number 2, what desert has the highest sand dunes? And number 3, what is the driest desert in the world?
Wait, is Death Valley desert? Death Valley's the lowest elevation.
You want me to put Gobi for the last one?
I don't know what it is.
And then the first one?
say like Chad or something. Like Asian.
I don't know.
Egypt.
Okay.
For the first one, we have Egypt. For the second one, we have the Sahara Desert. And for the third one, we have the Gobi Desert.
Okay, second one, Sahara, is correct with the highest sand dunes, so that's 1 point. The first answer is Mexico, and the third is the Atacama Desert in Chile. Timeout, please, and that is a Grossmont timeout. Okay, we're back from our first timeout. We've got just a bit over 22 minutes left, and the score is El Cajon Valley 22, Grossmont 18. And we have a substitution on the Grossmont side. Could the captain tell me who that is?
We have Nick.
Nick, welcome. All right, and we're good to go then. So we'll start the clock with this next toss-up question. What is this called the universal solvent? El Cajon.
Water.
Water is called the universal solvent. 3 points. Bonus question. Tell how many real solutions each of the following equations has. Number 1, x squared plus x plus 11 equals 0. Number 2, x cubed minus x equals 0. And number 3, 3x plus 5 equals 10 plus x.
For the last one, should we put 1?
Yeah, it's 1, and then for the second one, isn't it going to be 2 when you factor it?
Okay, and the third one? The first one's like 2.
Yeah,
Does that have any solution? Does that have any solution? Actually? Oh. It might not have any solution. Because I don't know what number is like most likely.
Okay, answers please.
For the first one, we have no solutions. For the second one, we have 2. And for the third one, we have 1.
Okay, first and third are correct for 3 points. The second one has 3 solutions. Okay, here we go. Next toss-up. What French artist painted numerous paintings on the island of Tahiti? That was Paul Gauguin. Next toss-up. What term defines a number that can only be divided by itself and 1? Grossmont?
Prime number.
Prime number is correct for 3 points. Here is your bonus. Answer the following questions about Renaissance art. Number 1, who painted The Birth of Venus?
Botticelli.
Number 2, what city is home to over half of the statues carved by Michelangelo? And number 3, what famous Renaissance painter also designed cannons, flying machines, war engines, and more?
So Botticelli.
We waive time.
Okay.
For the first one, Botticelli. For the second one, Florence. And for the third one, Da Vinci.
All 3 of those are correct for 5 points. Next toss-up. What country was governed by the House of Rurik and the House of Romanov? El Cajon.
Russia.
Russia is correct for 3 points. Here is your bonus. Give the correct term for each of the following physical changes. Number 1, from the liquid to the gas state. Number 2, from the gas to the liquid state. And number 3, from the solid to the gas state.
Solid to gas is...
Isn't it condensation?
Condensation is gas to liquid.
Oh, yeah. So then, for the first one, evaporation.
Evaporation, condensation, and then solid to liquid
It's a gas, isn't it?
Okay, so I'll defer you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to defer to my teammate.
All right.
Okay, number 1, we have evaporation. Number 2, we have condensation. And number 3, we have gasification.
Gasification.
Yes.
Close, but no cigar. First one and second one are correct, okay, for 3 points. The third one is called sublimation. Okay, next toss-up. What literary character had an encounter with the Lilliputians? Grossmont?
Gulliver.
Gulliver, right, in Gulliver's Travels, correct. 3 points. Here comes your bonus. Name the Charles Dickens work that features each of the following. Number 1, Madame Defarge. Number 2, Scrooge. And number 3, Miss Havisham.
Great Expectations. Okay, we waive time.
Okay.
For the first one, Tale of Two Cities. For the second one, Christmas Carol. And for the third one, Great Expectations.
All three of those are correct for 5 points. Next toss-up. For what chemical function are chloroplasts necessary? Grossmont?
Photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis is correct for 3 points. Bonus. Answer the following questions with respect to ancient American civilizations. Number 1, what civilization's capital was Cusco? Number 2, what civilization was noted for excessive human sacrifice?
Aztecs.
And number 3, what civilization is noted for creating the most accurate calendar in history?
Okay, we waive time.
Alrighty.
For the first one, Incans. For the second one, Aztecs. And for the third, Mayans.
Okay, all three are correct for 5 points. Timeout, please, and that is a El Cajon timeout. Okay, back from that timeout, and we're at just over 17 minutes, 17-17. Tight score, El Cajon Valley 34, Grossmont 36. Great match. We have some new people here from El Cajon. Who do we have?
We have Raul Franco.
All right, welcome. And
Oscar.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, I messed up. Oscar Aguilar.
Okay. What was the name again?
Oscar Aguilar.
All right. Welcome, Oscar. Okay, and over here from Grossmont?
We have Sav.
Way to go. All right, welcome to both of you. Okay, we'll start the clock with this next toss-up question. What church is home to the Pietà of Michelangelo? El Cajon.
The Sistine Chapel.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Had to subtract a point, and I'll reread it for Grossmont. What church is home to the Pietà of Michelangelo? Grossmont?
The Cathedral of Bruges.
No, I'm sorry, it's St. Peter's Basilica. That's correct. All right, here we go. Next toss-up. How many times greater is the capacity of a tube if its diameter is doubled? Okay, I'm sorry, that was 4. 4 times greater. Okay, next toss-up. What name is given to the winds that bring heavy rainfall to Southeast Asia? Grossmont?
Monsoon.
Monsoon is correct. The monsoon winds. 3 points. Bonus question. Tell whether each of the following mathematical expressions is or is not factorable over the set of real numbers. Okay, number 1, x squared minus 1/4. Number 2, 8x cubed minus 1. And number 3, x squared plus 3x plus 10.
Wait,
Is it factorable over the two real numbers? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Wait, why is this? The second one's
Second?
Yeah.
The second one is yes, I thought.
Yeah.
I'm going to go yes for all of them.
Okay, answers please.
We have yes for all of them.
That they're factorable
Yeah.
for all of them? That's correct for the first 2, so that's 3 points. The last one is not factorable. So 3 points there. Next toss-up. What state was the destination of the main characters in The Grapes of Wrath? El Cajon?
California.
California, correct. 3 points. Bonus question. Answer the following questions about Broadway musicals. Number 1, what Broadway musical set in an Eastern European shtetl ran for 3,242 performances? Number 2, what actor won both a Tony and an Oscar for his role in The King and I? And number 3, on Broadway since 2001, what musical featuring the music of ABBA is about a wedding on a tiny Greek island?
Okay, the 2 is definitely not going to capture it. But it should be necessary. Make it.
I don't have for the third one. Do you have anything? And the second one? There was it?
Okay, answers please.
For the first one, we have Cats. For the second one, we have Crosby. And for the third one, we have Mamma Mia.
Third one is correct, Mamma Mia, for 1 point. The first one is Fiddler on the Roof, and the second is Yul Brynner. Next toss-up. What planet is closest to the sun? Grossmont?
Mercury.
Mercury is correct for 3 points. Bonus question. Identify the family of elements to which each of the following belongs. Number 1, sodium. Number 2, argon. Number 3, iodine.
Argon is noble gases.
Yeah, noble.
Wait, sodium? Is that
I don't know, what was it?
Alkaline. And then the other one's iodine. Iodine. I think it's a halogen.
Okay, answers please.
For the first one, alkaline metals. For the second one, noble gas. And for the third, halogens.
All 3 are correct for 5 points. Okay, next toss-up. Give the collective name for the following vices: pride, greed, lust, gluttony, envy, El Cajon?
The 7 deadly sins.
Those are the ones, the 7 deadly sins. All right, 3 points there. Next bonus question. Identify the following contronyms, or words that can have 2 opposite meanings. Number 1, it can mean to attach something like a clasp or to detach something like coupons. Number 2, it's a little bonus for your food, but a real negative when a court does it to your wages. And number 3, it's an adjective that describes both something that moves quickly and something that doesn't move at all.
For a second, do you have anything?
Sweet or one?
Okay, answers please.
For the first one, we have cut. For the second one, we have garnish. And for the third one, no answer.
Third one?
No answer.
No answer. The first one, I'm sorry, you got the second one correct for 1 point. The first one is clip, to clip something or to, and the last one is fast. If you hold fast, you don't move.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so 1 point there, and here is the next toss-up. How many sides does a nonogram... Grossmont.
9.
Yeah, I couldn't even say it. 9, correct, for 3 points. Nonagon. Okay, bonus question. Identify the World War II American ethnic group described by each of the following. Number 1, known as the Wind Talkers, who developed an unbreakable code. Number 2, most highly decorated U.S. soldiers in the European theater. And number 3, known as the Tuskegee Airmen.
The second one, I'm pretty sure it was the Japanese American. I don't know the division. I'm pretty sure it's the Japanese American.
Of the Tuskegee
Okay, answers please.
Apache for all 3.
No, sorry, that's not there. No points. The first one is Navajos. The second one was Japanese. And the third was the African Americans or blacks. Okay? All right, next toss-up. What is the name of the communal plaza where the Romans used to gather to discuss... Grossmont?
The Colosseum.
No, I'm sorry, it's not the Colosseum. I have to subtract a point. I'll reread it for El Cajon. What is the name of the communal plaza where the Romans used to gather to discuss business and cultural matters? El Cajon.
The Senate?
No, I'm sorry. It was called the Forum. The Forum. Next toss-up. What Latin word is used to designate the number of individuals belonging to a given organization necessary for there to be a valid vote? Cajon?
Quorum.
A quorum is correct for 3 points. And here is your bonus question. State the value for each of the following expressions. Number 1, sine of pi over 3. Number 2, tangent of pi over 4. And number 3, cosine of 0 degrees.
And then second one, tangent pi over 4 is 1.
Does it go sine, cosine? cosine sine.
Pi over 4 though. Isn't that? Yeah, that's 1. And pi over 3? 1/2.
Okay, answers?
For the first one, we have 1/2. For the second one, we have 1. And for the third one, we have 0.
Okay, second one is correct. 1 for the second one. That's 1 point. The first one is the square root of 3 over 2. And the third one is also 1. Okay, next toss-up. What is the only material that can scratch diamond? Grossmont?
Diamond.
Diamond is correct for 3 points. Okay, here is your bonus. Name the period or movement in art associated with each of the following. Number 1, Pablo Picasso.
Cubism.
Number 2, Vincent van Gogh. Number 3, Edgar Degas.
Dada? Let's go with Dada. Baroque, maybe?
Okay, answers.
For the first one, Cubism. For the second one, Impressionism. And for the third, Dadaism.
Okay, you got the first one, Cubism, correct. The second one is Post-Impressionist, and the third is Impressionist. Okay, next toss-up. What is the only one of the original 7 wonders of the ancient world? Grossmont?
Pyramids of Giza.
Pyramids of Giza, they're still standing. Correct, 3 points. Bonus question. Name the acid associated with each of the following. Number 1, milk. Number 2, lemons. And number 3, aspirin.
Acetic, let's go with that. Yeah.
Answers?
For the first one, lactic acid. For the second one, citric acid. And for the third one, acetic acid.
Okay, first 2 are correct for 3 points. You could also set ascorbic acid for the second one. The third one is acetylsalicylic acid. Timeout, please, and that's a Grossmont timeout. All right, returning from that timeout, we look up at the score here. Grossmont's taking a little surge here. They're up 63 to 45 over Elkhorn Valley, but there's still a lot of time, almost 6.5 minutes, so we'll see how it plays out. So we'll start the clock with this next toss-up question.
New players.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. Oh, my gosh, we have new players. It's terrible to me. El Cajon, who is our new player?
We have VJ Esteban and Edgar.
Excellent. Welcome, both of you. And over here, Grossmont?
We have Kalen.
Welcome. Sorry about that. And now we will start the clock with this next toss-up. Solve the logarithmic equation. X equals logarithm of 7 to the base 7. Grossmont?
1.
1 is correct for 3 points. Bonus question. Identify each of the following. Number 1, the title of an Old English epic poem of unknown authorship in which the protagonist, hero, defeats Grendel, Grendel's mother, and a dragon. Number 2, the title of a medieval work in which the characters entertain one another by telling stories as they make their religious pilgrimage. And number 3, the Spanish fictional character whose mount was Rocinante. I think I pronounced that right. Rocinante.
Yeah. Okay. Reload time.
Okay.
For the first one, Beowulf. For the second one, Canterbury Tales. And for the third one, Don Quixote.
Okay, all 3 of those are correct, even with my poor pronunciation. 5 points. Next toss-up. What country is bounded by the Indian Ocean and the Coral and Tasmanian Seas? Grossmont?
India.
India? No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Subtract the point. I'll reread it. What country is bounded by... Elkhorn?
Australia.
Australia is the correct country. 3 points. Bonus question. Answer the following questions about rivers. Number 1, what is the widest river in the world? Number 2, what is the longest river in the world? And number 3, what river carries the largest volume of water in the world?
So what would be the first one?
Nile?
Nile. And then number 2 is Mississippi. And then 3 is Amazon.
I'd put Amazon.
Okay. It's going to be one of those questions that's all the same. We'd like to leave time.
Okay.
For the first one, we have the Nile River. For the second one, we have the Mississippi River. And for the third one, we have the Amazon River.
The third one is correct, the Amazon, for 1 point. The first one is the Amazon, okay, the widest, and the longest river is the Nile. Okay, 1 point there. Next toss-up question. What is the nationality of author William Faulkner? Grossmont?
German.
No, I'm sorry. I have to subtract a point, and I'll reread it. What is the nationality?
American.
He's an American, correct, for 3 points. Here's your bonus. What technique is used to factor each of the following polynomials? Number 1, x cubed plus x squared plus x. Number 2, y cubed plus 8. And number 3, 16x squared minus 1.
Isn't that the greatest common? No, it's like the perfect cubed. Perfect cube is the last one.
What about number 1? Is it
Perfect square, I mean.
Square.
For third.
Wouldn't it be greatest common factor, like we just said?
Yeah, one right.
5 seconds.
It's by
Okay, answers please.
for the first one, we have the greatest common factor. For the second one, we have division. For the third one, we have perfect square.
Okay, the first one you got correct for 1 point. The second one is the sum of 2 cubes, and the third is the difference of 2 squares, or difference of squares. Next toss-up. What metal is the best conductor of heat and electricity? Elcon?
Copper.
No, I'm sorry, it's not copper. Grossmont?
Silver.
Silver is the correct answer. 3 points. Bonus question. Give the city which is home to each of the following famous arches. Number 1, Arc de Triomphe. Number 2, Marble Arch. And number 3, Arch of Titus.
Yeah. No, that's
Okay.
For the first one, Paris. For the second one, London. And for the third one, Rome.
All 3 are correct for 5 points. Next toss-up. Who sculpted the Medici tombs in Florence, or the Medici tombs in Florence? Grossmont?
Rodin.
No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Rodin. I'll reread it. Who sculpted the Medici tombs in Florence? Cajon?
Michelangelo.
Michelangelo's the one. 3 points. Bonus. Identify each of the following. Number 1, the measure of a body's resistance to acceleration. Number 2, the tendency of a body to maintain its state of motion. And number 3, the agent that produces an acceleration of an object from a state of rest or constant velocity.
That's a force.
And friction. We'd like to waive time.
Okay.
First one, we have friction. The second one, we have inertia. And the third one, we have force.
Second and third are correct for 3 points. The first one is mass. Toss up. What is the area of an isosceles triangle with congruent sides of 13 centimeters and a base of 10 centimeters? Okay, El Cajon?
182.
No, I'm sorry, that's not correct. I'll reread it.
182 centimeters.
No, I'm sorry. It's 60 square centimeters. And that is the end of the match. Well done. Very exciting. Congratulations.
Okay, so it looks like with 76 points, Grossmont is the winner over El Cajon Valley. It was an exciting match. It was pretty evenly moving there. Eventually, Grossmont moved ahead and won. And so now, stay tuned on this channel next week for another exciting episode of Academic League right here on ITV.